I'm EK and he's DAZAI. And since it's scary week, we're going to talk about something rather scary. So this is Carnal Tales by Bambi Eloriaga-Amago and her husband Roland Amago. Carnal Tales is uh, roughly nearer to American comic size, so it's slightly larger than most scenes. Yeah. So that's the size. Okay. Kernel Tales is also something of a it stands alone, but also it's a prequel story to Carnal Banahaw, the Carnal series that starts with Carnal Banahaw, which is thicker than this one. Okay. Your main characters for this prequel is Banahaw, also the lead in the longer story, and their friends Tess and Monching. Cristobal is the twin brother of Banahaw. So, in this story, they are kids. Okay, in the bigger story in Colonel Banahaw, they're already young adults. So after playing, while playing Patintero, they get into some misunderstandings, as kids usually get into. So they're found out fighting by uh, Cristobal and Banahaw's grandmother. So she throws a slipper, bakya, ang galing, and tells them to all stop playing and stop for merienda at their house. So this is the core of this prequel story. This prequel contains three stories that are somewhat interconnected by the grandmother, as she tells it to them while they eat suman latik. Okay, so the first story is how lamang lupa, supernatural creatures came to be. The second story in this series, so this is near the end of the first story. The second story is about Aling Bebang and about a black cat here. The third and last story in this string together sequence is Reto's Dancing Crosses. So it's about this young person who goes to a mountain lake, but is forced to spend the night at a deserted house that unfortunately draws in supernatural creatures. Okay. As you can see with how the comic is presented, the presentation is very sharp with the typesetting very done nicely. The inking and the paneling and the pacing all delivered crisply and solidly well. This husband and wife team is familiar with finishing manga for international release, so that experience is carried over to their own work very nicely. But as you can see with how they panel and how they pace, this is also done very in a way that is not manga but is personal to them and more Filipino. It's also in how they present Patintero and how they present the children in this story as well. It's very stuck to our culture and not copying from others. Right? And this is the front of the book, along with the names of the creators. And then this is the back of the book. Yes, you can contact them at fb.com for purchasing. You can also get this at Secret HQ and Merv Store yata. Okay. So yeah. Something I most liked about this prequel one-shot comic is how the four children are presented in this comic. They already give insight into the personalities of these four children as they are as kids, which you will also see in the longer work, Carnal Banahaw. So Tess kasi eventually ends up with the something of a detective. Monching becomes important in their barangay. Cristobal ends up a young priest of some sort, and Banahaw becomes a rock star. So, but you can already see these personalities coming out even as children in how they interact in this comic that was done as of them as children. I also liked how they presented the grandmother in this, how they characterized the grandmother in this comic, that she's a very capable and kind grandmother, also very human who scares easily, like, and also be kind but also rather strict on grandchildren. So very pretty normal but also likable grandmother that way. Finally, it's also very interesting to note how the three stories given are interconnected by the creators of this comic through the grandmother, so that the three stories come one after another but smoothly. So they stand alone individually, but also they work very well together. So it adds to the scariness, I guess, of the whole experience, such that you feel the story getting and the afternoon passing along with these four children who are listening to the grandmother. So meaning you're immersed in the experience along with them, in a very good way. While all of this is presented in a very capable, very well done, and very experienced fashion. So overall, please get this series. As mentioned a while ago, Carnal stories may be found in Secret HQ, may also still be available at Merb Store. I'll give the links down below as usual. So also please get the main story, Carnal Banahaw. Okay, both of them work together even if this stands alone. So I hope you get both stories. They're very good, and I hope thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, and we still hope please enjoy, and please keep watching, and please keep reading Pinoy comics. Thank you.